Hey VC, Jack here. Welcome to Final Martini. You can see that I've got my pumpkins carved. I'm all ready for the kids on Tuesday night. Got my treats all set up. This is a great night for the kiddies. I know that Halloween has largely been taken over by adults and marketing, but to me it's still a night for just strictly for the kids. So happy to, I love carving pumpkins and I'm all ready. So let's start. A little bit of clickbait in the title. Yes, I went up to Nanaimo. No, I was not looking for Rachel. Rachel has moved up to Nanaimo, by the way, from Victoria. Moved out of the city, a little to greener pastures. But my buddy Reg sent me a text, and Reg is my only crate digging buddy that I have here in the city. And we like to go out together at least once a month, maybe once every 2 months to go crate digging. And we haven't been able to connect due to vacations and him being out of town and doing some hunting and fishing, etc. So when he sent me a note saying, do you want to go up to Nanaimo and go up to one of our favorite record stores, even though I had sworn that I was not going to buy any more records in October, I could not say no. I thought, well, what's the harm? I'll go up there and at least have a look. Maybe I won't buy anything. But as things happen, of course, I bought a few records, so I am going to share them with you tonight. Like I mentioned, the record store in Nanaimo, quite a good store that's been around for 35 or 40 years, I think. It's called Fascination Rhythm. Great variety. A little difficult to dig in there because they have the section things are on a wall, so they're not in bins where you kind of flip through. You have to go up to the wall and sort of look around. It's a little bit inconvenient, but there's lots of great stuff in there. First record I found was a record by Peter Case. Peter Case is a singer-songwriter. I have one of his other records. It's called The Man with the Blue Fluorescent Guitar. It's got a really long title. He's a singer-songwriter. That record I was just talking about the fluorescent blue guitar, is a fantastic record. He used to be in a San Francisco-based punk band called The Nerves. They were together for about 3 years. I think they released 3 records, and then he moved down to LA, formed a power punk, not a power punk, a power pop band called the Plimsouls. And then after the Plimsouls broke up, he went solo, and this is his first solo record. After, I think he surprised everybody that he went solo and acoustic. He's a singer-songwriter, fantastic writer. This is a great record. It's on Geffen Records, 1980. It's pretty dark. I think this is 1982, his first record. Really happy to have it. If you see this, I've never seen it before. So happy to run into it. Cost me $9.99, but well worth it. Great shape, mint condition. Peter Case's first self-titled solo release. Next up is a band that I picked up in Europe, actually, a band called City Boy. Never did anything in North America. This is my 4th City Boy record. I know that my buddies Morton Estad and Steve from All the World's a Stage are City Boy fans. I found numerous copies of this in Europe, but they were all sort of scratched up. This band was the first band that Mutt Lange produced in England after coming out of South Africa. So it's very well produced. He really helped them develop their sound. They never did anything in North America, but they are mid-70s to, I say, 1980. They released 6 records. I've got 4 of them. I think I've got 4 other better records. This is they're a second-tier band for sure, and I say that with a lot of respect. They're not headliners; they are an opening act, but well worth checking out if you've never heard of them, and they're usually pretty cheap. Next up, I went into the soul bins or the R&B bins and found some albums by a couple of artists that I really like. First up is Esther Phillips. This is her album on Kudo. It's called Performance. I think she did 8 records for Kudo. Kudo is Creed Taylor's record label. Creed Taylor, his jazz label CTI, his soul and funk label is Kudo. I think that she's a fantastic, fantastic singer. Really underrated, really underappreciated in the VC. The stuff, I don't think she's been really well served by her producers and her labels. They try to really mix her up. She's a little bit like Billie Holiday. Billie Holiday, great soul singer, very unique voice. Very, very unique, very sad, soulful voice. Esther Phillips, it's called Performance. She's well worth looking up. Her next album after Performance was released on Mercury Records. This is You've Come a Long Way, Baby. Esther Phillips started performing, I think, when she was 15 years old. She had a very, very hard life. She ended up, of course, dying of alcohol and substance abuse problems when she was in her 40s, I think late 40s. Tremendous voice. I haven't listened to either of these records, but I know they're going to be great. I'm really trying to beef up my soul and R&B collection. So Esther Phillips, You've Come a Long Way, Baby. Next up, I showed this artist in my last thread response just before I released this video. This is another great soul singer, Millie Jackson. This is her 1978 record called Get It Out Ya System. Look at that great cover, kind of a toga thing happening here. Of course, there's disco, R&B. She is the bad girl, potty mouth girl of R&B from the 70s. She's started recording in 1965, I think. She's part rapper, not really a rapper in terms of rhyming raps, but in the middle of a song, she was so nervous when in the beginning of her career, she would just start talking. So it's really talking rap. That's what she's famous for. She's fearless. She's X-rated at times, and she was ahead of her time. She's still recording to this day, by the way. Released her last record in 2019. This record is so dark in here, I don't know the date on this. All these Millie Jackson records are on Spring Records, who she stayed with for a lot of her career. And this is called I Had to Say It. And I think this is a 1980 release. Another fine example of a Millie Jackson record. Happy to find this. It's whenever I find a section, I rarely go to the sections. I always go to the miscellaneous sections because I find my most interesting records in the miscellaneous sections. But sometimes you just want to clear out a section when you find an artist that is, their albums are well priced. You just want to grab whatever's in the section and wipe out the whole section so you don't have to keep on looking for them in the next 2 or 3 years, because you never know when you're going to run across these artists again. So Millie Jackson. And the last Millie Jackson record I found, and the last record I bought at Fascination Records, is Millie Jackson and Isaac Hayes. It's called Royal Rappin'. And you want to look for a Halloween costume, you could do worse than dressing up like these guys. This is a 1982 release, I think. Basically Millie Jackson record with Isaac Hayes brought in to provide some backing vocals. Isaac Hayes, I wouldn't say at the end of his career. Never want to say that the end of his Isaac Hayes career, because Isaac Hayes is fine, but this is Isaac Hayes standing back of Millie Jackson, providing some backing vocals, and 2 great singers, Millie Jackson and Isaac Hayes. On the way back to Victoria after going to Fascination Rhythm, we stopped into an antique mall. They have a lot of records, but you have to be really, really careful. They're well-priced records, but the records are not so well graded. Anyways, I found this Joe Jackson album. It is called Big World. Big World in many, many languages, front and back. It is a live performance. It's almost a direct-to-disc performance. It's not recorded right on the metal, I'm going to call it metal lathe. I'm not a technician, so it was recorded live right onto 2-track tape and one take live performance. The knock on this was that Joe Jackson or somebody told the audience members not to make a noise, not to clap, not to cheer. But Joe Jackson in an interview said, no, that's not what we told them to do. We just told them just to wait until the end of the song, because sometimes a song will fade out and then they'll come back into the song. So don't applaud until we're finished the song. This is a 3-sided album. It's a double album with 3 sides on it. I haven't listened to it yet, but of course I was a Joe Jackson fan. His first 2 albums are fantastic. His next 2 albums, as he moved into jazz and just a little bit of world music, really great. And I'm starting to, I've always enjoyed Joe Jackson, but I'm getting back into Joe Jackson. So this is a really cheap find. This was $8. It's in pretty good condition, and I've never seen it before. So I had to grab it, of course. This is a complete blind buy. I want to make sure that I have this right, because there was 3 out. Yeah. Anyways, they had a bin there. 3 albums for $10. Now I'm all confused, because they've got, it's one of those places where they have yellow stickers, green stickers, blah, blah, blah. So I think these are the 3 for $10 records I found. Doesn't really make any difference, does it? But they were pretty cheap. First of all is Passport. My buddy, Big Chief at North Carolina Vinyl Pickers is going to be happy that I saw this and picked it up. This is a band called Passport. Of course, Passport is led by a German saxophonist called Klaus Dollinger. Klaus Dollinger is one of the artists that, he was one of the first jazz artists that I bought an album by. I must have been 19 or 20 years old, and his first record was on Pacific Jazz, I think. It knocked me out, so I've been a Klaus fan for a long time. Passport he's been with this band. It's a German jazz fusion band. They played together for, I don't know, at least 10 years, released a number of records. Always on the lookout for Passport. This was cheap. A little bit of a blind buy on this guy called Brian Plummer. He is a Canadian artist from Saskatchewan, trying to fly the Canadian flag a little bit. No idea what this is like. I listened to one of his songs on YouTube the other night. I wasn't knocked out, but I'm going to wait till I listen to the whole record completely before I pass judgment on this. But anyways, gotta help my fellow Canadian artists. I don't have enough Canadian music in my collection. Sorry to say, even though I'm Canadian. And my first Edgar Winter solo record, probably not the finest record to get. Critics did not like this. I've got a couple of Edgar Winter records, but I've got 2 White Trash records, Edgar Winter's White Trash. If you don't have, if you like soul, R&B, and rock, and you don't have Edgar Winter's White Trash, man, you're missing out on something. If you check out, if you see his records, White Trash records, pick them up. They're really great. They're really soulful. Edgar Winter. Another record that I picked up, I think it was about $5. This is the Shirts. I have the Shirts' first record. This is their second album. Shirts are a punk new wave band out of Brooklyn. I think this is from 1981. It's too dark to read the credits to you, but this singer for the Shirts, she went on to have an acting career, and she played the deaf and dumb woman in Orange is the New Black. Their first record was, it struck me as really, really good. So I didn't hesitate on picking up their second record, The Shirts. Punk New Wave. I've been a fan of this guy for a long time. This is Jesse Colin Young. He used to have a band called the Youngbloods. He went on to a solo career. I think this is around his fourth record. JT is a fan of, JT's Record Room is a fan of this guy. So am I. JT and I have the same tastes in music. Much of the time, I think it's his fourth or fifth record. Fantastic shape. And I think it cost me about $5. It's got California Sweet, California Child, Gray Day, Light Shine, Pretty and Fair, Barbados, Motorcycle Blues, The Cuckoo Susan. I saw him in concert in 1975 when he's largely forgotten, I think. But he gave a great show in Massey Hall. So Jesse Colin Young, Light Shine. And last but not least, this is not a grail, but I was so happy to find this record. This is Doug Somm, Sir Douglas Quintet. It's called Border Wave. This is when he got the band back together in 1981. They did several re-recordings of Sir Doug Quintet songs. Sir Doug, of course, is from Texas, fantastic musician. They do Who'll Be the Next in Line, Kink song. Border Wave is a fantastic song, Down on the Border. It was fun while it lasted. Kind of Tex-Mex, garage rock. You know, Doug Somm makes it sound easy, like he's never ever trying. He's got this great, unique voice. Love Doug Somm, and I was so thrilled finding this to add it to my Doug Somm collection. I've got about like 12 or 14 Doug Somm records. I don't have them all, but it's always fun when you find them in the wild. So, anyways, that's all I got for you, folks. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Thanks to all my new subscribers. Got any comments? Give me a like. Give me a dislike. I don't care. I never see any dislikes. What is this community is so nice that we all like each other? Give me a dislike. I'd be happy. I'd be honored to get one. Anyways, gonna follow a couple of threads up in the next couple of videos. And maybe enter a contest. I've got lots more records to show. I went to a record fair, I don't know, last month. So got tons of records to show. Thanks for watching, and until next time. See you guys later.